Hello, and welcome to the Vlogging Pod. In a recent episode, we talked about the strange case unfolding in Rockland County, New York, where voters swore they had cast presidential ballots only to later discover those votes had somehow vanished from official records. Senate votes were counted, local races were tallied, but in multiple districts, the presidential section was blank. It didn't make sense. Machines had been removed before the election for routine updates, and yet no public report was ever issued explaining what was changed or who did the work. Now, that case has moved forward, with a judge approving subpoenas and a deeper investigation into paper ballots themselves. A hearing is scheduled for September, and we're still waiting on transparency. But Rockland isn't the only place with questions hanging over the vote. In Pennsylvania, now tensions are surfacing after the Cambria County government delayed turning over public election records. A formal request had to go all the way through the state's office to open records before the county was forced to release the materials. At the heart of it is whether certain absentees and mail-in ballots were processed correctly, or if some were tossed due to minor technical issues like missing handwritten dates. And this is happening across several Pennsylvania counties, not just Cambria. Republican-backed lawsuits have targeted these ballots over and over again, even when prior court rulings have said those ballots should still count. The pattern is starting to feel less like a mistake and more like a strategy. So if our votes already feel questionable, if affidavits are being submitted, if machines are being swapped out with no explanation, if votes are disappearing from official totals, then we have to ask, why is there still a push to restrict the vote even more? Right now, in multiple state legislatures, new laws are being proposed that would make voting harder, not easier. We're seeing tighter photo ID requirements, stricter signature matching rules, and rollbacks that could block formerly incarcerated people from having their rights restored. These laws are being pitched as election security, but they're coming straight off the heels of cases like Rockland and Pennsylvania, where the real issue wasn't fraud. It was opacity and exclusion. This isn't new. It started long before this election cycle. Back in 2013, the Supreme gutted a key piece of the Voting Rights Act in Shelby versus Holder, removing federal oversight from states with histories of discrimination. Then came Brnovich versus DNC in 2021, which made it even harder to challenge laws that restrict voting access. And now, in the aftermath of confusion and broken trust, we're seeing a fresh wave of laws that seem designed to limit, not expand, who gets a say. It's not about stolen elections. It's about shrinking democracy until it fits comfortably in a very selective box. And what's happening in counties like Rockland and Cambria shows just how easy it is for that box to be taped shut. Today's sources are from Economic Times India, the Associated Press, and court documents from both Cambria County open records ruling and the ongoing Rockland voting count machine subpoena case. Thank you for listening. Until next time, bye-bye for now.